In the 1970s, Black families transformed the transition from the old year to the new into sacred rituals that connected them to their ancestors, brought good fortune, and strengthened community bonds in ways today's generation could never understand. They didn't just watch the ball drop on TV and call it a celebration. These families organized elaborate ceremonies lasting days, involving weeks of meal preparations, cleaning rituals that covered every corner of their homes, and spiritual practices that included praying to God and their ancestors to bless the coming year. Today's New Year's celebrations consist of expensive parties and social media posts, but back then, the real magic happened in homes where traditions were lived, breathed, and passed down from grandmother to grandchild through practical experiences that couldn't be learned from books. 1. The great house cleaning that started right after Christmas. You spent the week between Christmas and New Year's engaged in the most thorough house cleaning of the entire year, because entering a new year with a dirty home was considered an invitation for bad luck to follow you. This wasn't ordinary tidying. Every room was stripped down, scrubbed from ceiling to floor, and reorganized with the kind of attention usually reserved for preparing for important guests. Windows were washed until they sparkled, curtains were taken down and laundered, and furniture was moved to clean underneath and behind every piece. Closets were emptied and reorganized, old items were sorted for donation, and every corner was swept, mopped, and blessed with intention. Children were enlisted as foot soldiers in this cleaning army, learning that starting fresh meant creating clean spaces for new blessings to enter. The house had to be spotless by December 31st, representing not just cleanliness, but spiritual preparation for whatever the new year might bring. 2. Cooking specific foods that brought good luck and prosperity. You prepared elaborate New Year's meals featuring specific foods that carried centuries of meaning and were believed to attract prosperity, health, and good fortune throughout the coming year. Black-eyed peas were mandatory, representing coins and financial abundance when eaten on January 1st, prepared with ham hocks or bacon to add richness and flavor. Collard greens, cooked slow and low, represented folding money, their dark green color symbolizing the cash that families hoped to earn. Cornbread was baked fresh to represent gold, while rice dishes ensured that the family would never go hungry. Ham or pork was served because pigs root forward, symbolizing progress and moving ahead in life, unlike chicken or fish that might represent setbacks or swimming backward. The cooking began days in advance, with grandmothers teaching younger women exactly how to season each dish and explaining the spiritual significance behind every ingredient. This wasn't just feeding the family, it was preparing ritual foods that would influence the entire year's fortune. 3. The midnight noise-making ceremony to drive away evil spirits. You gathered pots, pans, wooden spoons, and anything else that could create loud noise for the countdown to midnight, because Black families believed that making tremendous racket at the stroke of 12 would scare away evil spirits and bad luck from the previous year. Children were encouraged to bang on cookware, ring bells, blow whistles, and shout at the top of their lungs as the new year arrived. Adults joined in with equal enthusiasm, creating cacophonies that echoed through entire neighborhoods as families competed to make the most noise. This wasn't just celebration, it was spiritual warfare against negative forces that might try to follow families into the fresh year. The louder the noise, the more effectively evil was driven away, ensuring that only good spirits and positive energy could enter the home. Some families even fired guns into the air where it was safe to do so, believing that gunshot sounds provided the most powerful protection against spiritual attacks. 4. Opening every door and window at midnight. You threw open every door and window in the house at the stroke of midnight, regardless of how cold the weather was, to let out the old year's energy and welcome fresh air and new possibilities into the home. This practice required careful timing and family coordination, with different family members assigned to specific doors and windows that had to be opened simultaneously when the clock struck 12. The cold January air rushed through the house for a few minutes, carrying away stagnant energy and whatever misfortunes had accumulated during the previous year. Children were taught that this moment was magical, when the boundary between old and new was thin enough for transformation to occur. After a few minutes of frigid fresh air, everything was closed again, but the symbolic cleansing was complete. This ritual connected families to African traditions of spiritual cleansing, while acknowledging that new energy required space to enter their lives. 5. The first footer tradition that determined the year's luck. You participated in the ancient practice of choosing who would be the first person to cross your threshold after midnight, because the characteristics of this first footer would influence the family's fortune throughout the entire year. Ideally, this person should be a tall, dark-haired man carrying gifts of coal, bread, salt, or money, representing warmth, food, flavor, and prosperity for the coming year. Families often arranged for specific people to serve as their first footers, timing their visits carefully to ensure the right person arrived first. Women and fair-haired people were considered unlucky as first footers, so these traditions required careful planning and community cooperation. The first footer was welcomed with celebration and offered food and drink, honoring their role in blessing the household's new year. Children learned to watch for this important visitor, understanding that their arrival carried spiritual significance that would affect the entire family's destiny. 6. Wearing specific colors for protection and prosperity. You planned your New Year's Eve outfit carefully, choosing colors that carried spiritual significance and were believed to influence your fortune throughout the coming year. Red underwear was considered essential for attracting love and passion, worn by women who hoped to find romance or strengthen existing relationships. Yellow clothing represented prosperity and financial growth, while green attracted money and abundance. White symbolized peace and spiritual protection, often chosen by older family members who prioritized harmony over material gains. Black was avoided by many families because it was associated with mourning and bad luck, though some considered it elegant and sophisticated. Children learned these color meanings and participated in selecting their outfits based on their hopes and dreams for the new year. The clothing choices weren't just fashion, they were intentional declarations of what the family hoped to manifest in the months ahead.
7. Staying awake all night to ensure good luck. You committed to remaining awake from sunset on December 31st until sunrise on January 1st because falling asleep during the transition was believed to cause drowsiness and laziness throughout the entire new year. Families entertained themselves with card games, storytelling, music, and conversation that lasted through the long night hours, creating marathon celebrations that tested everyone's endurance. Children were allowed to stay up far past their usual bedtimes, learning that this night was special enough to break ordinary rules. Adults took turns ensuring that everyone remained conscious, brewing coffee and preparing snacks to maintain energy levels through the dark hours. Some families believed that sleeping during New Year's Eve would cause them to sleep through opportunities and blessings in the coming year. This tradition created intimate family bonding time and demonstrated commitment to greeting the new year with full consciousness and intention. 8. Burning written lists of bad habits and regrets. You wrote down everything you wanted to leave behind from the previous year: bad habits, grudges, mistakes, and regrets, then ceremonially burned these papers in fireplaces or safe outdoor locations as the new year began. This practice provided emotional release and spiritual cleansing that modern resolution-making can't duplicate, allowing families to literally watch their problems turn to ash and smoke. Children participated by drawing pictures of things they wanted to change, while adults composed detailed lists of behaviors, relationships, and situations they hoped to transform. The burning ceremony was conducted with reverence and intention, often accompanied by prayers asking for strength to make positive changes. Watching the papers burn was cathartic, representing the finality of leaving old patterns behind and creating space for new growth. This tradition taught the transformation required both acknowledgement of past problems and conscious decision to release them completely. 9. Reading Bible verses and prayers for divine protection. You gathered for extended prayer sessions that asked God to bless, protect, and guide the family throughout the coming year, because New Year's Eve was considered one of the most spiritually powerful times for seeking divine intervention. Specific Bible verses were read aloud, particularly Psalms that promised protection and prosperity, while family members took turns offering prayers for individual concerns and collective hopes. These weren't brief prayers, but lengthy spiritual ceremonies that could last for hours, creating sacred space within the celebration. Children learned to pray aloud for their own needs while listening to adults intercede for the family's welfare, health, and success. The prayers were specific and detailed, asking for protection from illness, guidance in decision-making, and opportunities for advancement. This tradition emphasized that the New Year's success depended not just on human effort, but on divine blessing and supernatural intervention. 10. Exchanging handmade gifts and crisp new dollar bills with family members and neighbors, because giving and receiving during New Year's was believed to ensure that abundance would flow throughout the coming year. These weren't expensive presents, but thoughtful tokens, hand-sewn items, baked goods, small crafts, or shiny coins that symbolized prosperity and generosity. Children learned that giving activated the flow of good fortune, while receiving demonstrated gratitude and openness to blessings. The money exchanged had to be new bills obtained from banks specifically for this purpose, representing fresh financial energy entering their lives. Neighbors visited each other's homes throughout New Year's Day, exchanging gifts and well wishes that strengthened community bonds and created networks of mutual support. This tradition taught that prosperity was communal, shared among those who cared for each other's welfare and success. 11. Creating resolutions as family contracts. You participated in formal family meetings where everyone announced their resolutions for the new year, but these weren't private promises. They became family contracts with accountability, support, and consequences built into the system. Parents, children, and extended family members shared specific goals while others listened, offered encouragement, and volunteered to help with achievement. These resolutions were written down and posted where everyone could see them, creating ongoing reminders of commitments made during the sacred transition time. Family members were assigned as accountability partners, responsible for checking in regularly and providing support when motivation waned. The resolutions covered all areas of life: health, education, behavior, spiritual growth, and family relationships, creating comprehensive plans for improvement. This tradition made personal growth a family project rather than individual struggle, ensuring that everyone had support systems in place to achieve their goals.
12. Hosting open house celebrations that fed the neighborhood. You opened your home to anyone in the community who wanted to celebrate, preparing enough food to feed dozens of people throughout New Year's Day, as neighbors, friends, and even strangers dropped by for fellowship and refreshment. These weren't formal invitations, but understood traditions where certain homes became gathering places for communal celebration. The hostess prepared massive amounts of traditional New Year's foods, ensuring that everyone who entered received proper nourishment and felt genuinely welcomed. Children learned hospitality by helping serve guests and understanding that sharing abundance attracted more blessings to the family. The open house continued from early morning until late evening, with people flowing in and out as their schedules allowed. This tradition created community bonds that lasted throughout the year and ensured that no one spent New Year's Day alone or hungry. 13. Performing house blessings with holy water and salt. You participated in spiritual cleansing ceremonies where every room in the house was blessed with holy water and salt, creating sacred protection that would shield the family from harm throughout the coming year. These blessings were performed by family elders or respected community members who understood the proper rituals and prayers required for effective spiritual protection. Salt was sprinkled in corners and doorways, while holy water was sprinkled on walls and furniture, accompanied by specific prayers asking for God's protection against evil influences. Children learned that houses needed spiritual maintenance just like physical cleaning, and that invisible forces required attention and protection. The blessing ceremony addressed every space where the family lived, worked, and slept, ensuring comprehensive spiritual coverage. This tradition connected families to ancient practices of sanctifying living spaces and demonstrated that protection required both physical and spiritual effort. 14. Playing traditional games that predicted the future. You engaged in divination games and fortune-telling activities that were believed to reveal what the new year would bring for love, health, money, and major life changes. These ranged from simple card games where specific cards predicted different outcomes to more elaborate ceremonies involving mirrors, candles, and special rituals performed at midnight. Young women participated in traditions designed to reveal information about future husbands, while families played games that predicted everything from weather patterns to financial prospects. Children watched and learned, understanding that the future wasn't entirely mysterious, but could be glimpsed through special practices performed at powerful times. These games created excitement and anticipation while providing comfort through the illusion of controlling or at least understanding what lay ahead. The predictions were taken seriously by many participants, influencing decisions and expectations throughout the coming year. 15. Creating time capsules for future generations. You prepared family time capsules containing photographs, newspaper clippings, letters to future family members, and small objects representing the current year to be opened during future New Year's celebrations. These weren't just collections of random items, but carefully curated representations of family life, community events, and historical moments that would educate and inspire future generations. Children contributed their own letters, drawings, and treasured small items, learning that their current experiences would become precious memories for family members not yet born. Adults included documentation of achievements, challenges overcome, and lessons learned, creating wisdom packages for their descendants. The time capsules were sealed with ceremony and stored with specific instructions about when and how they should be opened. This tradition connected past, present, and future in tangible ways, while teaching that every year was historically significant and worth preserving for those who would follow. These traditions created New Year's celebrations that lasted for days, involved entire communities, and connected Black families to spiritual practices that promised prosperity, protection, and divine blessing throughout the coming year. Today's generation will post resolutions on social media and attend expensive parties, but they'll never know what it felt like to welcome a new year with rituals that engaged body, mind, and spirit in transformation ceremonies that had been tested by generations of ancestors who understood that crossing from old year to new required more than watching a ball drop on television.